Yes, you guys, welcome back. Apologies for being away these past few days. I've had some technical difficulties behind the scenes, but thank God that's all over now. I missed making videos and I thought it was only right to bring back a news daily video based on the amount of reports that have been coming out today and over the past few days. I hope you guys enjoy, but before I get into anything, I need to get one big plug out of the way first. To celebrate the fact that we are world champions, we have to celebrate in style. Of course, right now we can finally get the World Champion chess badge on the shirt. It's literally placed right in the middle. For me, it's absolutely beautiful. I've got my order placed. I'm looking forward to this arriving in the post, you guys. For anyone interested, I'm here to hook you up. Of course, in the description, click on the affiliate links and use my discount code NINI10 to get 10% off your final order. Once you go to the website, of course, click personalize right here. Scroll down, then go to cut printing, and from here you scroll down and find the FIFA World Champions badge. Honestly, thing of beauty. Of course, there are some other selections in case you guys are interested in t-shirts, hoodies, scarves, or any bit of memorabilia to just, celebrate the fact we are champions of the world. As I'm saying, you guys to find all the information in the description below. Now let's start with the first story. And are the club planning on bringing in a sporting director for next season? Well, based on the reports coming out from Spain, we have our eyes and we're closely monitoring former Barcelona sporting director Ramon Planes. And his claim to fame was discovering talents like Javi, Pedri, Ronald Arujo, etc, etc. The report claims that Roman Abramovich wants to improve the sporting projects at the club. Currently, Marina is our club director, Petr is our technical director, and since Emiliano left, we have not had someone that's replaced his role at the club. We've tried to outsource those responsibilities, throughout many different positions of many different people. But it has had some indifferent success, and maybe this is the right move to make now, bringing in a sporting director that can, maybe introduce more footballing ideas and strategies at the top. Because personally, I can see some positives behind a move like this. However, it could potentially come at a price, and I feel like there's a ton of questions and discussions that can be made around this story. Now, I guess naturally maybe it's easy to get excited about the fact that, Ramon Planes, he's found talents like Javi, Pedri, etc, etc. But to really get that type of real success, his life is made easier because when you're at a club like Barcelona, they have a philosophy of play, a philosophy of style. Meaning that when you're looking and scouting players, you can find some real gems and talents because you're focusing on players that have the right attributes and skill sets that suit the club's philosophy. And I bring up this question because we've seen many success stories coming out from Kounde. I mean, even this season, look at current examples like Broja at Southampton. Every club in Europe is after him. Conor Gallagher's probably going to win Young Player of the Year awards due to just how ridiculous his form's been. And they join alongside many other talents like your Tammy Abrahams, Guys, Tamoris, etc, etc. So clearly we know a thing or two about producing talents. I mean, we're a club that literally produce and make our own ready-made talents. If we look to sign a sporting director, is he going to complement the existing strategies at the club currently? Or is this a case of maybe pushing us to a different direction, maybe evolving things, doing something new? Because it's about details. It's not just about signing any young kid with great potential. They need to suit their existing strategy. They need to suit how we play, what we want to do in the future. And I guess I have even more questions like, would we really give a sporting director all that power to really influence how the club can be directed in the foreseeable future? I'm sure this story we're going to learn a lot more over the coming weeks and months in particular. I'm going to have even stronger opinions once I, have some more information behind what's happening, and, maybe if I can find out any stories or info or news behind the scenes about, the club's future strategies. But right now, that's the first story out of the way. I'm going to ask you guys, how do you feel about us bringing in a sporting director for next season? Let us all know below. And right now we continue the news in Spain because it seems like Barcelona have offered Azpilicueta a 2-year contract at this point in time. This follows alongside news suggesting that we are showing even stronger concrete interest in Ronald Arujo from Barcelona. At this point in time, him and Barcelona can't reach an agreement when it comes to finding the right contractual terms and demands that he wants. And today, Marca report that we have made a very strong offer and put it on the table to sign Arujo for this summer. It's an interesting story, very interesting one. I feel like I've given my thoughts, opinions behind this quite a few times. Arujo is a great defender. However, is he the right profile we need? He's not really an aggressive defender. You know, he likes to maybe retreat back, hold the line instead. He's a very reactive one instead of being a proactive defender. And with how Thomas Tuchel plays, I thought what he really needs the most is defenders who are aggressive on the ball, defenders who are comfortable playing out from the back, who break the lines, who can play and make from deep. Arujo is not really that defender who does that. So I can't help but feel like maybe the agent's trying to use our interest in him to try and pressure Barcelona to finding more favourable terms for his client. Because when you get rid of someone like Kurt Zuma, who is kind of in that same stylistic mold as Arujo, I thought that's exactly why we moved him on, because we are moving away from needing that style of defender. I'm not too sure about the story, to be honest. I'd imagine we are looking at him, but I don't know how strong or concrete things could be. In the case of Azpilicueta, currently, the reason behind the hold-up with this contract is because we know our policy. We've only offered him a 1-year extension. He doesn't want that for the sake of his own stability, and as he feels personally, the amount of dedication that he's had for the club over the many years since he's been here. I mean, for me, just based on that principle, I think he should be just deserving a 2-year contract instantly. But I think it poses interesting questions. Is Azpilicueta necessarily needed now going into the future? Of course, I respect everything he's done for us. He's a legend. He's done so much for us. However, from a pure analytical, cold footballing perspective, if we have to rely upon him in case players like Reece James or others are injured, should we not have maybe more suited personnel who can maybe maintain our existing way of playing? Because whenever our main wingbacks are out the team, Alonso and Azpilicueta just can't apply that same type of incision and danger from the flanks that we need. And I do feel at times that tactically we do miss out, and we are at a bit of a disadvantage at times. I think, you know, for him to maybe end his career at Barcelona would be just, you know, capping off an incredibly legendary career. I'm going to ask you guys, is now the right time to maybe make the ruthless decision and allow Aspi to leave to, of course, sign better suited replacements? Right now, we have 2 more stories left, and we turn our attentions to Brighton's Adam Webster because reports from England have stated we have put him on our transfer shortlist for next season for possible candidates at the back. You know, Webster this season has had a very good season. You know, he's a very good technical centre-back that can play with both feet, and I think that makes him a rarity. He's a leader. He's someone that looks to control his backline as well too, and for me, a profile like this makes more sense because, you know, if you're looking at maybe finding those future replacements for like your Silvers and, you know, any other defenders that leave us if they don't sign new contracts, they need to possess that type of mentality at the back. You know, Webster is a very good ball-playing defender. And of course, you need to have that ability to play out from the back if you're playing for Brighton. There's suggestions in England that he could be close to securing his first England call-ups. Of course, well-deserved, but when I'm looking at players like Guy, when I'm looking at players like Tamori, and they haven't still been called up yet, doesn't make too much sense for me. I can't imagine that he's very high on the priority list. However, it wouldn't surprise me at all if he's part of that shortlist, because when clubs are looking to sign replacements for any position, you don't just look at 1 or 2 players, you're looking at a ton and a ton. You're holding multiple discussions, you're talking to multiple agents throughout the season, you know, and until you find a player that ticks every single box requirement the club needs. So let's keep our eyes out on this Adam Webster story. But right now we end with a player who seems destined to be signing for us this summer, and of course that is none other than Jules Koundé. Now there have been multiple reports coming out from Spain over the past few days. However, today Romano did release on his podcast that we are pushing to get Koundé signed for this summer. The contact's already ongoing with his agent. We already know that he agreed personal terms previously, and in the end, what stopped the deal going through was that Sevilla in the 11th hour decided that they wanted to get the full amount of money of his release clause, but at the time, we were okay with selling for around 42 mil. Now this is where things will get complicated, because it seems like Sevilla, based on many reports coming out from Spain, they won't be selling him for less. If you want to sign Koundé, you're going to have to fully commit towards that 70 million euro release clause to sign him. And for a player that the club absolutely loves, that Thomas Tuchel really loves and appreciates as well too, it does seem like this summer is the perfect time now to really just, walk the walk, put the money out there, and bring Koundé to the club for next season. Now, Koundé, for me, he's like one of those guys that could easily be playing in midfields. One thing I really love about his game too, because I love players that have that unique skill trait about their game. That's what elevates and separates them from their peers is that this guy is outstanding at dribbling past his opponents. He is so comfortable in tight areas. He's so comfortable carrying the ball forwards. Every single game, he completes at least 1 or 2 dribbles per game. And it's just like, not since David Luiz, back when he first signed for us, have I seen a defender who, you know, is so comfortable and is so entertaining to watch when it comes to playing out from the back. I think he ticks a lot of boxes. And as I said since last summer, once positions are freed up in the team, I think Kounde would be an excellent signing, to be honest. Let's hope the money and the finances do come through though. And let's hope that this summer in particular, we're not going to waste months and weeks just trying to, you know, penny pinch and waste all this time trying to save like a few million. You know, sometimes when a club like us, if you have confidence behind a player, you have to reflect that by coughing up the money. Now we move on to the next story, and we have some disappointing news surrounding Mason Mount. After picking up an injury in the Club World Cup final versus Palmeiras, it seems like he will miss the next 2 weeks, which comes at the absolute wrong time because we play against Liverpool in the Carabao Cup final and we play our first leg Champions League game against Lille as well. Now, of course, we definitely have the players in the squad who can take advantage of Mount being out of the team. I thought, for example, Pulisic's introduction against Palmeiras was very promising, very good. Nice to see him playing in a more familiar role, which has been a very long time. Ziyech has probably been our best attacking player, I guess, in terms of the danger and creativity he provides. And it's nice to see Lukaku scoring and Havertz scoring as well too. So we definitely can cope. However, for me, Mount is the most unique attacking player we have in the team because, number one, the guy's work rate and pressing out of this world, and it's so important for the system. And number two, I think he's probably one of the best ones in receiving and playing in tight spaces. You look at Mason Mount, you see his upper body strength. He can hold people off. You know, he can dribble with both feet as well too. He can keep it tight. He moves the ball very quickly and keeps that tempo going. So he definitely will be a miss. I mean, let's not try and undermine his importance and value in this team. Let's hope he makes a quick recovery. And right now we move on to the next story today. So you guys, on that note, I'm going to wrap things up, keep things moving. Thank you for watching. Share your thoughts and opinions below in the comment section. I'll see you guys tomorrow for some more content as well, so make sure you stay tuned. And on that note, I'm Nini FC, this is Blue Lions TV. Catch you guys later with some more videos. Cool.